race. So we have at least 2 matches, possibly a third, depending on who wins what races.
All right, and looks like we are off. Really, all they're trying to do right now, just manipulate RNG. Don't want too many things on screen all at once, and really just trying to get to that star. Trying to move on as quickly as they can here. Looks like they both get to it about the same time.
Yeah, it was really close. They had like both very good movement through there.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got the Poppy Bros fight. Poppy can either give us a bomb or a dance. We do not want the dance. The dance wastes a lot of time. As cute as it is, we really just want bombs. Luckily, both runners just get bombs. They're neck and neck right now. They're doing almost exactly the same strats at the same time. Sometimes this is kind of what you get when you get to the high level runs.
Ooh, but unfortunately, damage boost wrong way for Ovum there. That's super unfortunate.
Yeah, they just barely missed it. That damage boost is pretty precise.
But looks like they both get in at about the same time.
Yeah, it's just about tied back up now. This is super close.
Mm-hmm.
It's very silly to see 2 runners of this caliber doing a race just because it gets so close. Now we'll see if RNG is going to make any difference here with Wispy giving us wind or apples. We want him to just give us apples, but sometimes he'll give us a few gusts of wind. Look like both got wind there.
Yep. And we're not looking for PBs here. We're just looking to beat the other person. So it doesn't matter too badly if you get bad RNG, because if your opponent does as well, then, well, that's really not too bad at the end of the day.
Exactly, yeah. They both got equally bad RNG, finishing out the level. MKCocoon is just like barely in front of Ovum here.
And was even entering in. Ovum stumbled just a little bit getting in, and that's what you get with high caliber players, Stumbled a little bit entering into the boss, and it was a significant difference.
Yeah. Something to note is here that it looks like Marchie pointed out here in the comments, as well as Thomas there, is that MKCocoon also does know the manip. They talked about it a little bit in Discord. I believe they showed us some videos of them doing it, which is pretty cool. Seeing the RNG manipulation in this game is absolutely silly. Doesn't look like they're using it right now. It's very, very tight and very hard to get, but they're still managing to pull off like near perfect execution without doing the manipulation.
Yep, and they both clear through junior fights about the same time.
Yeah, they're pretty much right on each other's tails here. It looks like Ovum's like maybe a few frames ahead.
Yeah, wow. It just keeps swinging back and forth, just barely.
Yep. Yeah, they just keep, there's like slightly changes every few seconds here. Oh, it looks like MK got the double hits. Oh, they're gonna go for double hits here. Oh, yes, there we go.
Oh,
they got 2 double hits. That's going to allow them to go for the 4 cycle, which is a super fast version of this fight. That definitely gave them a good lead.
Yes.
GG to MK there, got the good RNG, and they knew how to take advantage of it, which is the hardest thing to do. You can't just get the patterns. You got to know how to get those double hits, and they got both of them. It was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, going into Floaty Islands here. This is a really difficult level, especially in the speed run. There's a ton of enemies on screen, pretty much at all times. There's also the cannons, which shoot out a ton of different sprites, causing a lot of lag. There's also a lot of waddle doos that give you the lemons. It just takes a lot of power for that CPU, which causes a bit of lag, unfortunately, because the Game Boy, not that powerful. So they're going to be doing a lot of different lag management strats through here, just trying to get rid of as many sprites as they can. Also trying to go for a lot of very precise movement in order to not take too much damage. Alright, looks like MK making it through that cave section pretty quick, making very quick work of that. But Ovum is like right on their tail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great movement that we're seeing from Ovum. Ovum took a little bit of damage there, ends up going high.
Yeah, going for the Curry strat, which is definitely not a bad move. If you're down to 3 health here, going for Curry is not a bad move, because you want to make sure you've got at least 2 or 3 health going into Kabula, because it's really hard not to take at least 1 damage. Alright, we got MK about to go into this Kabula fight.
Yeah, Rich Get Richer, about to go in with 4 health. Might just be able to play super up close, extend that lead even more if they want.
Yeah, definitely. It might help them get that lead up a little bit more even.
Yeah, but that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Still haven't taken any damage. It takes 1 damage in a very...
All right, looks like we got MK getting into Bubbly Clouds here. This is a relatively rough platforming section, in just terms of the platforming is a lot tighter than the other ones. The lag is not as big of a deal here as some of the other stages, but there's also a few stages that just have a ton of enemies that are hard to avoid. This room right here that MK's in has some of the most lag for this level, but they went through it and were able to manage it very well. They didn't get very much lag in that room. Alright, MK going into my least favorite room in this game. It has a lot of vertical and horizontal movement, and it's got a ton of flying enemies, which are just really annoying because you can't predict their movements, and they're usually much faster than you. So you have to really just wing it through this whole section. No matter how many times you do it, you're always going to get some weird patterns sometimes that you don't know how to handle.
MK doing a good job going right up to this Cracko Jr. fight. Just taking a little bit of damage there at the very end, but it's making pretty quick work of this little boss here.
Yeah, Ovum also being very careful that they missed their jump a little bit, but instead of going for it and taking the damage, they ended up waiting a second, which is a smart move. Want to conserve your health, make sure you're not going to get too low, and you don't want to take a death in this section, especially with Cracko. It can be a very long fight, and you want to make sure you have the health to accidentally take some hits if you accidentally make a mistake.
Mm-hmm. So no glitch from MKCocoon.
Yeah, no swag glitch, but you never know. Might get it from Ova or in another game. And it is frame perfect. Looks like Ovum got it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun little glitch. Basically just puts Kirby's sprite into the background, behind the background layer, which just kind of covers it up with all of the other textures. It doesn't affect the game at all in terms of functionality, but it's fun to see.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely earns you some swag points. MK taking a quick damage boost off of that Waddle Doo with the Paracel there in order to get into the door a little bit faster. Alright, let's see if Cracko's going to be nice to MK today or not. Looks like, so far, getting pretty decent RNG. Got a couple Waddle Doos there. Ovum also heading into Cracko. See if their RNG is going to be any better.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, their RNG's about average right now for MK. Ovum so far is nothing too crazy either. At least neither of them are getting terribly held up. They're both making pretty decent pace. Looks like MK probably had a little bit better. Actually, Ovum's getting decent RNG here at the end. They got 2 Waddle Doos in a row. Yeah, I would say they both got pretty decent RNG there. Nothing too terrible from either of them. I don't think it really added much to the gap.
Yeah.
So now we got Mount D2D. We're going into the gauntlet here. This is where the one really begins. We've got all of the different refights that we got to do, all the platforming sections, but really just lots of RNG. So really anyone's game here still. Looks like MK is going for the double hits. Just barely missed it, unfortunately. Ovum also heading into the Lolo Lala refight. MK's just about to end that fight. Heading into Cracko next, looks like.
And Ovum opting to actually go for Kabula next. Meanwhile, getting not great RNG from MK over here with the Cracko refight.
Yeah, it's been a little bit slow. They got a couple. They got 2 pretty quickly there, but I would say so far their RNG has been about average. Maybe a little better than average on this fight. Those last couple came out pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right. Ovum deciding to play some safe strats there. Playing about mid-ranged on Kabula. It allows you to not lose all the time from hanging all the way back, but also be a lot safer than just hanging right up close there. and now they're heading straight into Cracko right as MK's out of there. I'd say they got about average RNG. RNG so far in this race has been pretty decent, about average across the board. So that's definitely nice to see. It's unfortunate when you see one runner who just gets terribly held back by RNG. Hopefully I didn't jinx Ovum here. It looks like they're not getting great RNG here from Cracko. MK going into the Kabula fight, going risky and playing right up close.
They have a lot of health. I don't know if we're going to be seeing the double hits in the day-to-day fight, DDD fight, so...
Yeah, you can totally make fun of Snarky for saying day-to-day. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's how I first heard it, so, like, that's absolutely how I'm going to say it. But, yeah, totally make fun of me if you want.
Sorry, bud. I had to throw you under there.
No, you're super good.
All right, so we got Ovum not getting good RNG. I totally jinxed them. I shouldn't have said anything about
commentator's curse.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, Ovum. But we got MK going into Wispy here, getting a little bit of wind. But besides that, oh man, getting 2 wind cycles. That's not great. But it only loses about a second and a half. Ovum finally out of Wispy or finally out of Cracko, heading into the Wispy refight here. We got MK going right into the DDD. They got 4 health, so they're looking pretty good right now. One thing you'll notice about the DDD fights is the runners are going to try to stay as close to DDD as possible before they start doing their attack. Basically, wherever DDD stops moving, whether it be a jump or a run, will basically be wherever Kirby was standing when they started the animation. So the closer you're standing, the quicker the DDD fight, because his attacks will last not as long. MK taking it a little safe there, playing a little farther back in order to make sure not to take too much damage. Ovum also into DDD now. RNG is going to play a huge role in who's going to place this one. MK getting pretty good RNG through this section. Gotten a lot of hits in a row. Oh no, they accidentally just canceled out those stars. But that's all right. They've gotten like 4 or 5 in a row now, which is pretty silly. Wow, MK is getting insane DDD RNG here. Ovum getting about average, so holding them back on that end. But they are still really close. Looks like this might be it for MK.
Yep.
All right, and that is it for MKCocoon. It looks like official SRL time of 12:38. Ovum is very close here. Only got 2 hits left. This looks like that's going to be it. And that is it for Ovum. Looks like Ovum got an official time of 12:55 SRL. Very good run from both. Both getting sub 13. That's it. It's very good for a tournament time, especially because neither of them got like exceptionally good RNG. It was pretty average throughout.
Yeah, just very good. Pretty much just solid execution throughout, dealing with that average to slightly good RNG. And yeah, very good run from both runners. Good race. Less than 30-second differential between the two of them. So, nice.
Yeah, indeed. All right, so we're gonna get the next race underway very shortly here. Don't go anywhere, because this is a best of 3 race. So we have at least one more race coming up. If Ovum takes the next race, then we're going on to race 3. So don't go anywhere. That was super close. We could easily see a race 3 in this match. We just got done with a race 3 from the last Kirby match, and so it'd be super exciting to get 2 of those in a row. That would be very silly, but totally possible. It's a great matchup.
Definitely.
Yeah. What'd you think? What'd you think about that match, Snarky? What was you have a highlight from that match?
I guess like, I don't know, turning point was the
Describe it. Which one?
No, I don't remember. Oh no.
No. That's okay. All right. Yeah, but I don't know. I would say they both. I would say my favorite part there was when I believe MK got that 4 cycle on the Lala fight.
Yes.
That was huge. Yeah, that's what you're trying to think of.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was huge. That was a super crazy fight. It's really wild to see more than one double hit on that fight, because you can get that down super fast, because that's usually a very long fight.
Yeah.
And there's not much you can do about it if you get bad RNG, but MK really took advantage of their opportunity there and like definitely got that space out in order to. I feel like that really was what helped them win.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a sub 12-minute time earlier today, and they weren't even doing that.
Yeah, they didn't even get the double hits there, and when we were on, that was on Speedman's match. He got a sub 12 earlier today in a different match.
Two sub 12.
Yeah, in both races, and but yeah, he wasn't even able to get those double hits. I believe he missed them on one of them. So like high class runners in this game, like it's even in like top 5, top 10 runners have trouble with that trick, but MK clutched it out, so that was super exciting to see.
Yes. March Speedman did manip a curry kill for that one. I believe game 2.
Yeah, in game 2 they got the curry kill, which was super cool to see. They had their RNG manip work out like basically perfectly. They mentioned that in the chat that I think they lost it on the first one, where they just lost the manip and then their RNG was not good, but they still got a 4 cycle, I believe, or a 3 cycle, I think. But yeah, very exciting races today. It looks like we're going to be getting started with this next race in just a moment, so hang tight, and we'll be back in a few seconds here to get started with this next race. Looks like we are just about to get started with race number 2 here. Just getting underway here, going back to greens. Good old level 1, good old friend.
Oh yeah.
All the runs. I've had a lot of runs end here when I was first starting, just because there's a lot of enemies and a lot of different lag management you're trying to do. But after you get into this game, this first level kind of feels almost like home. You're just like, I know how to do this perfectly. This is so much easier than going to bubbly clouds or doing all these refights. I can just kind of relax for a second. Will say Poppy Bros is an annoying reset point in the run. If you get the dance, usually you're going to reset. See if either of our runners are going to get the dance today.
Oh, looks like they all get bombs.
Yeah, so all bombs. That's good. That's good RNG. That's what we like to see.
Pretty similar to last time. Not as like frame exact as it was last time.
Yeah, they were like neck in neck last time. MK has a slight lead this time. Both making it into the climb, making their way up to Wispy here. See if Wispy's going to give us any wind today.
They both experienced pretty similar RNG on that last one.
All right, not getting the wind there. So that on MKCocoon. Oh yeah.
Speak it to life.
Yeah, I'm just really cursing Ovum here. Every time I say something, it ends up happening to them. MK didn't get the win. Ovum did, unfortunately, setting them just a little bit farther behind.
Yeah.
All right, Casalolo's a relatively easy level in terms of the platforming. In this first part, getting up to the mini boss, like in that last room there, you're really just holding right all the way through there. You don't really have to worry about the enemies. But this fight, when they get up on that first platform like there, like you saw with MK, it can be pretty hard to get up there. It can be very easy to miss the shield and then have to do an extra cycle. But it looks like MK might be doing the manip here because they got perfect RNG.
Yeah.
So I think they are doing RNG manipulation right now. I believe they are using the strat. Looks like my guess is after the last game they were like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, see if I get it, and they appear to be managing it. I believe they're doing everything perfectly. Yep, managed to get the double hits even with the spacing. Incredible. All right, we got 2 double hits. Yep, they got perfect RNG.
Yep. Wow.
Wow, that was a perfect perfect fight for Lala. That RNG manip really had a big deal for them. Looks like Ovum also had an amazing fight there.
Yeah.
That was really close.
Yeah, really tightened that gap. That was quite good.
Yeah, that was amazing for both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 4-cycle yeet. Yes, correct.
Yeah. Oh man, super exciting. All right, let's see. Now we're going into floaty islands here. Very difficult stage for the speedrun. Lots of lag management you're trying to do. A lot of different sprites on screen. There's also a lot of enemies in a row in this one, so you have to do some tight jumps if you try to go over them. Saw from MK there, they got a pretty good inhale timing. Allowed him to like jump into it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about RNG manipulation, but they seem to be getting pretty good RNG, even if they aren't manipulating it.
Yeah, for most of these sections, for the platforming sections, to clear up for anyone, the enemy placements are all scripted. We know where all of the enemies are going to spawn, and you can pretty much predict their behavior. If you move in the same way, relatively same way every time, the same timing, they'll do the same thing. The RNG manipulation really plays in with the boss fights, because pretty much all the bosses, including the Poppy Bros mini boss, all have a lot of RNG factors that basically are determined by the seed that you're on, the RNG seed. And the RNG seed changes depending on a number of different things. For example, if you anytime that you see stars appear on screen, that affects the RNG seed, which is really nice because it will tell you if the seed is changing. But you have to keep track of those in order to get just the right one. So it's kind of nice because it's not fully blind. You kind of have some control over it. MK had a great fight for Kabul.
Yeah,
there.
very quick Kabul
Yeah, that was
kill.
very fast. Played very close. Ovum playing a little safer, down to 1 health, but still managed to get out of there pretty clean.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bubbly Clouds. This is a fun level. It's very tight platforming sections. MK going for the Starfy jump and making it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
That jump is very tight. It's very hard to make that jump without accidentally damaging off of, especially that first one. And if you get damaged off of them, a lot of times they'll just push you backwards. Ovum also getting the Starfy jump. MK heading through the laggy room right now. Got lots of lemons in that room that lag the room down. Those Waddle Doos and their lemons. Ovum also doing good lag management strats through that room to get rid of that last Waddle Doo.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very close race still. MK making it through this cloud room that's got the horizontal and vertical movements. It's one of the only rooms in the game that has that. It's a very interesting room to go through because there's a ton of flying enemies, and they all have RNG-based movements, so it's difficult to tell where they're going to be flying around unless you're getting the RNG manips that you're going for, which at this point, I'm not really sure if MK has gotten their manips, but we will see when we get to Cracko.
Yeah, and Ovum sort of struggling with the movement there, just not getting great interactions, but that is okay. They don't really need the health going into this. Oh, they're going for swag strats.
Oh yeah, going for that swag jump over Cracko Jr. That's fun to see. They're going for it again too. Definitely earning those extra swag points. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. All right, making our way up into the curry room here for MK. This curry room can have a lot of lag. If you pulse the A button as you go through here instead of just holding it, you can manage to time it so that it will help with the lag reduction. I'm not sure if MK is doing that, but they definitely got not too bad of lag through there, so they might be doing that strategy.
Alright, getting pretty decent movement for MK up to this Cracko fight. Let's see what the RNG is going to look like. Because with Ovum not far behind, bad RNG is going to be where they're going to catch up here. But all can change on Mount DDD. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely could be a good spot for Ovum to catch up if they get some good RNG. But so far, both of them getting quite a bit of lemons and back and forth here. Ovum not getting a single Waddle Doo yet, unfortunately. MK getting about average RNG here. Actually, that's pretty good. You're getting Waddle Doos about every 2 or 3 attacks.
Oh yeah, MK able to finish out Cracko.
Yeah, Ovum's still stuck, getting lots of back and forth, unfortunately.
Yeah. And lemons.
Lots of lemons.
Don't need either of those.
Nope. We want those Waddle Dees.
Yeah.
But alright, we got MK going into Mount DDD here. Real gauntlet, as I've said before. Very exciting part of the run.
Oh, such bad RNG for Ovum. Feels so bad. Oh, back and forth and more lemons.
Oh man, yeah, they're really getting stuck here. That is definitely gonna hinder them in the progress for this race, unfortunately.
But kind of a fine boss to have weird RNG with, considering that you're about to go up against so many more bosses. So.
And then again, more Cracko.
Yeah.
So like, definitely, if MK gets bad RNG, like Ovum could totally catch up. So this is still anybody's game. MK playing a little bit safe there, almost getting the double hit. Unfortunately, just barely missing it. Still getting good time through that refight though. Ovum just heading into that Lololala refight. Ovum going for the double hits. Oh, just barely missing it. Alright, MK going into Cracko 2. Let's see if they're going to be nice or not. Alright, Ovum just finishing up that Lololala refight. Looks like they're heading into Kabula next.
Yep. Getting pretty okay RNG. Ooh, getting pretty good RNG now for MK. Getting very good RNG on this Cracko fight.
They definitely got some pretty good RNG on this fight. Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah,
right.
That was very tight. That really only helped solidify their lead. But like we said, it's still anyone's game. DDD has a ton of RNG. And any mistakes, especially if we see a death from MK for any reason, that could definitely give Ovum a chance to catch up here.
I was just about to say players at equal health, but we see Ovum taking 2 more damage on that Kabula fight, which is a little unfortunate. But
yeah, but not abnormal. It's very often that runners will boost through some damage in the Kabula fight. We'll see if MK is going to do any of that. They're playing very up close. It's possible they could take a hit.
Yeah.
But they are doing a very good job of not getting hit.
Ooh, they did not get hit and played pretty close the whole time. That was
I cannot believe that last one didn't hit. That was so close.
Yes. Yeah, those iframes on victories. Pretty nice.
Oh, yeah. We got Ovum in Cracko here. Not getting great RNG. Cracko is not being very nice to Ovum today.
Yeah. Sometimes that'll do it.
Alright, let's see. Looks like MK is getting a little bit of wind there from Wispy. That's alright.
Yeah, that's really not bad.
Doesn't really matter too much. It only wastes about 1.5 seconds or so. Ovum finally done with Cracko there. MK going straight into D2D as Ovum's going into the Wispy refight. Getting an inhale off the back, not what we want exactly, but now they're getting some stars.
More running, unfortunately, for MK.
Yeah, we really just want to see the jumping and the hammer. Going for the double hits. Looks like they're going to go for double hits again. Did not get it. Those double hits are very, very precise. Even if it looks like you got both of the stars, a lot of times it won't do both damage. So it's super precise. You usually need a damage boost for it. Going for it again. What a madman. Oh, did they get it that time?
I do not know, but...
No, it looks like...
But Ovum entering into the DDD fight, which is 2 health, which is super unfortunate. Not
super
enough,
risky.
Not enough to just intentional death your way out of there, but pretty much forcing you to play just a tight game. And looks like...
wow, it looks like MKCocoon just got a PB. They finished with an official SLRL time of 11:50, and they just PB'd by 40. Looks like by 48 seconds. They just got a massive PB.
Wow.
Wow. GG to MK. That was incredible.
Yeah, let's get some hype and appreciation in that chat.
Yeah, let's get some hype in the chat for MK with their 48-second PB. That was absolutely fantastic.
Congrats on that PB. I even said earlier we're not here to PB, we're just here to win, but we'll take the PBs. You know what? We will take
just
it.
Kidding. We're totally here to PB.
Yeah,
according to MK.
If you're PBing here, congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah, oh man, getting a race PB. It almost makes you not want a PB because that VOD gets ripped off the leaderboard. Because it's like, oh man, I want that race to be on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
But man, that was wild. We'll see if we can get get them in here to do some comms here off of the race.
Special thanks to Bubby.
Yeah, special thanks to Bubby in the credits.
Yeah, and Cypher.
Yeah.
Uh,
Gotta love those Kirby credits, man. They're silly.
Reading chats.
All right, it looks like we're about to be able to get both of the runners in here to do some comms on their race. Give us one moment here. We'll get the. Hello, MKCocoon and Ovum Regia. How's it going, guys?
Can't complain.
Pretty good. I was real nervous for the first one there.
Yeah, you guys both played very, very well in that first race. For like pretty much the entire of Greens, you guys were all like frames apart. Like your screens were doing almost identical things. You guys used a lot of similar strats, so it was very silly to watch that. You guys were very close.
That's cool. Oh,
Yeah, my movement started to fall apart later in the run, though, sadly.
yeah, in the first DDD fight, I missed like 2 sucks, and 1 suck I spit at another star. So I missed like 4 damage opportunities. It was a train wreck. Guess I can't.
Yeah. You know, I saw when you canceled out that 1 star, and I was like, oh no, because that's such a. I've done that a couple of times. It's always a bad feeling. You're like, oh man, that would have been 2 damage.
Yeah, I can't complain. GG's. Should I call you Ovum?
Whatever. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay. I'll call you Eddie then. That's easy.
Alright.
Ovum, you also had a very good match there, man. You had some really tight movement and like very good execution throughout that whole section there.
Yeah, I'm just still a bit mad about my Crackos there.
Yeah, Cracko was so mean to you. That was pretty wild. Like both of them were awful. And like after the first one, we were like, all right, well, we'll see. Maybe MK will get a bad one. It'll even him up. And then you get there, and it was just awful again. And I was like, oh man, that's really hard to come back from.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that I'll do well in loser's bracket, though.
Do you know how many bad cycles you got for each one?
I mean, I didn't count, but I'm sure it was like above 15.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I definitely should have lost that first one. But,
MK, were you doing RNG manip strats through that run?
the second one, yeah. The second one, I kept my manip all the way until right before la, but I still ended up getting a good pattern, so it was good.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because like as you were going into it, I was like, oh man, I think they're carrying the RNG, but then your patterns weren't perfect, but they still lined up to where you were able to get a really good cycle on that. So it ended up working out like just perfect.
Yeah, well, okay, so my actual manip on there gets a 3 cycle instead of 4 cycle, but yeah, it ended up working out anyways. So.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah, the 3 cycle on that fight is really crazy, super fast, but the 4 cycle is definitely not a bad back.
Yeah, ideally you would do curry kill, but I'm not that crazy, so...
Yeah, curry kill and RNG manip, like, that's so much to juggle at once. Especially with the lag and, like, being able to miss an input and then messing up your RNG manip, like, oh, that's just so much to juggle.
Yeah, I was practicing it a little bit the other day, and my consistency is very low, which is why I didn't go for it in the race. I don't know how, like, speed man does it.
Yeah, his run earlier was crazy. He went for the RNG manip with the curry kill, and I was just like, I have no idea how you're doing any of this, let alone all at the same time.
Yeah. If I get later into the tournament, I might learn some of it, or try to. But yeah, that's for another time.
Yeah, I heard it's definitely a bit to tackle with trying to learn all those different manip strategies. But at least there's good resources out there. If anyone wants to learn how to do the manipulation, Speedman has really good documentation. I believe it's all on their YouTube channel. But also, like, you don't need, the nice thing about this game is you don't need RNG manip in order to like get good times.
Yeah, for sure. You just need to get consistent at movement and then pray.
Yeah, exactly. You just pray for that good RNG.
Also, just wanted to say congratulations on your 48-second PB. That is incredible.
Well, that's a race PB. My actual PB is 6 seconds faster, but still, I think this is the second fastest run I've ever gone, so it's pretty crazy still.
Oh wow, yeah, that's still really fast. Sorry, my bad. We totally thought it was a normal PB, but yeah, that makes sense. But still, that's a really good run. Like, your time was getting a sub 12 in a marathon is pretty, sorry, excuse me, in a tournament is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, my amount DDD luck in the second race was just something else. I only got 2 bad cycles on Cracko, and then I got triple-double hit on DDD. That was insane.
Yeah, that was really wild. I after you got like the first one or the first 2, I was like, all right, he's not gonna go for it again. There's no way. He's only got 2 health, and he went for it, and I was like, that's ridiculous.
I mean, after you, I don't know, you might as well go for it, because if you only have 1 health left anyways, you can't even double hit, so I don't know. And if you're floating, then it's pretty easy to dodge DD, I think, so it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, definitely a good DDD fight. Super fun to watch. You guys put up a really good match against each other. It was super close, very fun to commentate. So good job to both of you guys.
Thanks.
Well, do you guys have any final comments or any plugs you want to make before we close up the stream?
Cracko's the worst.
This is true.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just good luck to you, Eddie, and
Thank you.
if anyone in the chat is in the tourney, good luck to you too. You're gonna need it. We all do.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
Alright. I think I'm gonna have to head to bed, because Eastern Standard Time, it's almost 10 now.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining on the commentary, and thanks so much for the race. Appreciate the opportunity to commentate, and thanks for putting up such a close race. That was super.
Yeah, thanks for commentating.
Yeah, of course, no problem.
Thank you.
All right. I guess with that, we're just about done here with the Kirby race. I just wanted to thank a few people here. I just want to thank Speed Gaming for hosting us. Really appreciate being able to have this tournament hosted on the Speed Gaming channel. Definitely helps us get some more publicity, get some viewers out there, get you guys in the chat to hang out with us and do these runs. Thank you so much to the great Todd Man. He organized this whole event. He's also running in it, so keep an eye out for him. So thank you very much to him. And thank you so much to Snarky Butt Munch here, my buddy, who's doing commentary with me.
Oh, dude, thank you so much for having me and for allowing me this opportunity to do it. I've had a great time. Even if I don't know how to pronounce certain things within the Kirby universe, I had a fantastic time.
Day to day. Yeah, but it was a great time. Very nice to have you on here, especially usually doing melee commentary, so it was nice to have you on for some speedrun commentary instead. Do you have any plugs?
I mean, not really, because I don't make content, but you can follow me on Twitter at SnarkyButtMunch if you really want to.
All right, cool. If you want to see some Fairly Odd Parents Shadow Showdown for the GameCube speedruns, you can check out my Twitch channel, Twitch/Earl Grey. I also, I actually just got a PB yesterday during my Games and Quick Submission videos. If you want to check that out, welcome to. But besides that, not really. Thank you just again to Speed Gaming for hosting the tournament, and thanks to the runners for posting such a great run.
Yeah.
And thank you all to chat. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and having a good time, getting hyped for for all of our games here, and we'll see you next time. And I hope you guys have a great night.
Oh, also, one quick thing. We did want to let everyone here know that there's going to be Super Mario Bros. 3 Rando coming after 10 o'clock. It's going to be Confide and DLP 316. So if you want to stay tuned for that, I believe it's going to be on this channel, Speed Gaming 3.
Yep, gonna be on Speed Gaming 3, just right here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely stick around for that. That's gonna be super tight. The Super Mario 3 Rando tournament's been pretty dope, so stick around for that. And we'll see you guys next time for Kirby. Here, let me check one thing real quick. Yeah, keep in mind, we have 2 more races. I'm sorry, we have 3 races tomorrow as well. One at 10 a.m., one at 3 p.m., and one at 4 p.m. So definitely keep tuned in for those. First one at 10 is going to be at Speed Gaming 2. So check that out. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great night.